how beautiful it looks. The adapter is more expensive than the lens. The camera is finally arriving today and I am so excited. But today is also Easter Sunday, so I'm actually going out first. I'll come back in the evening to set up the Lumix S9. For now, time to get prepared. I was just editing for a few hours in Starbucks and I wanted to eat outside, but it's so cold, so I had to come inside the car. Going out to cafes and getting things done, it really is effective. Anyway, this is the low light performance of the Lumix S9. I am inside the car, no lights, no nothing, just the light from the parking lot. Let me show you. That is my only light source, and I just realized I may not be in focus, so let's fix that. Now I'm in focus. It's currently 10 p.m. and I am hungry, so I'm gonna eat and then get back home. Now that I actually have the camera in my hands, I must admit it is amazing. I am reminded of an interaction I had when I first got into cameras. I had my Sony a6700 and I was looking for an all-in-one zoom lens in Facebook Marketplace. I stumbled across the Tamron 18-300 f3.5 to f5.6, and the guy who was selling it told me that it was because he was switching to Lumix. I asked why and he told me that Lumix is simply better than Sony. Back then I didn't give it much thought because I knew that each system had their own strengths. Now that I actually have a Lumix camera, I just can't help but be swayed by those words again because it is so easy to work with, especially when it comes to color grading. Vlog was fantastic. I just used my S-Log power grades and converted them into vlogs, and it was just easy. I actually find vlog to be much more forgiving when it comes to mistakes. That is very much appreciated because I do take videos on a daily basis in not so favorable conditions. Just knowing that it is much more flexible in post-processing already gives me so much more security, knowing that I can still fix something later on. The lens I'm using right now is a vintage lens from the early 1980s, I believe, and I just got it for $30 in Facebook Marketplace. I used an adapter from MD/MC to L mount, and it works well. It has character in it. It has its own personality, I'd say. The only thing I'm concerned about is that the focus and aperture ring are stiff and they're so difficult to move. So I'm gonna have to do something about it. But still, for 30 Canadian dollars and just trying to get by, this is fine. I'm waiting for a discount on the Bright Star 28mm f2.8 because I think it will fit this camera so well, both in terms of aesthetics and functionality. I'm going to be using this as an everyday camera. I do have the Fujifilm X106, which is amazing for photos, but awful for videos. If you had one, I'm sure you'd understand that the switching from photos to videos is a nightmare and should never be a thing. They should really update that as soon as possible because that is such a deal breaker. That's like 2 to 3 seconds, even 4 seconds every time you switch, and it's just awful. I'm actually a little bit scared because the Lumix camera is already so good in videos, and I think it would be as good or even better than my X106, then I have no reason to keep my Fujifilm camera. It has to go. Aside from that, I think I'm gonna end this video right here. I have a lot more experiments to do with this camera and I'm really excited. But yeah, for now, this is it, and I'll see you on the next one.